Top 10 Cold Cases. Number 1. The Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s and early 1970s. The case remained unsolved for decades until 2018, when DNA evidence linked suspect Joseph James DeAngelo to the crimes. Number 2. The Boy in the Box. In 1957, the body of an unidentified young boy was discovered in a cardboard box in Philadelphia. Despite extensive efforts, the case remained unsolved for over 60 years until genetic genealogy techniques helped identify the boy as 4-year-old John Joseph DeSanto in 2021. Number 3. The Golden State Killer.
This case involved a series of rapes and murders committed in California during the 1970s and 1980s. In 2018, Joseph James DeAngelo was arrested and linked to the crimes. Number
4. The Boston Strangler. A series of murders occurred in the Boston area between 1962 and 1964. In 2013, DNA evidence led investigators to conclusively identify Albert DeSalvo as the Boston Strangler, although some controversy remains. Number 5. The Long Island Serial Killer. The remains of multiple victims were found along a remote stretch of highway on Long Island, New York, between 2010 and 2011. In 2020, suspect Joel Rifkin's DNA was matched to the remains of one of the victims, suggesting his involvement in some of the murders. Number 6. The D.B. Cooper Hijacking. In 1971, an unidentified man known as D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane, extorted a ransom, and parachuted away, never to be seen again. The case remains officially unsolved, but new evidence has periodically emerged, though without definitive resolution. Number 7. The Freeway Phantom Killings. In the early 1970s, a series of murders occurred in Washington, D.C., with the victims being young African American girls. Robert Elwood Askins was the prime suspect in the Freeway Phantom murders in the early 1970s, in which at least 5 girls and 1 woman were abducted and killed in the area. Number 8. The Oklahoma Girl Scout Murders. In 1977, 3 Girl Scouts were brutally murdered at a campsite in Oklahoma. After decades of investigation, authorities arrested and charged a suspect, Gene Leroy Hart, but he was acquitted in 1989. The case remains officially unsolved. Number 9. The Atlanta Child Murders. A series of murders targeting African American children and young adults occurred in Atlanta, Georgia, between 1979 and 1981. Wayne Williams was convicted of 2 of the murders but has been suspected in others, although not all the cases have been officially closed. Number 10. The Green River Killer. Gary Ridgway, also known as the Green River Killer, was responsible for a series of murders of young women in the Seattle area during the 1980s and 1990s. He was finally apprehended in 2001 and confessed to committing 49 murders, though the actual number of victims may be higher. These are just a few examples of cold cases that